So I decided in my 50s to go to nursing school. And I think maturity actually helped because my expectations were that it was going to be very challenging, and it was. And then I graduated, and then now I'm a psych nurse.
Hey ladies, welcome back to my Fierce Aging series. Today we're featuring Ruth. She's 72 years old, and it's a really fascinating story. She went from corporate, quitting her job, and going back to her dream job that she always wanted to do, becoming a nurse. She became a nurse in her 50s. She's 72 now, and we're talking about all kinds of things, being widowed in her 30s, going through melanoma and Mohs surgery, and working on redness on her skin. We're dealing with pigmentation. We talk about it all in today's episode. I'm really excited, and this is the entire point of the series. It's never too late to start anything. So are you ready? Let's get this beauty started. I'm just going to start with hydrating Ruth's under eyes, and I'm going to put these bags are designer on. So I want to just get some hydration while we talk. It preps her skin, and then I'm going to put on my favorite hydrating infused emulsion so we get the skin all nice and hydrated before the makeup application. I'm also going to use my rose lip balm to make sure that Ruth's lips are nice and hydrated. So while we wait, as you hydrate, nice and glowy already, I want to talk a little bit about, take me back to your corporate days.
Okay.
And then what you decided that you wanted to do instead of being in corporate.
Well, I worked in IBM. I started out as a bio major, and then through a series of events, I wound up working for IBM and had a great career there. Started in marketing support, and then marketing, and then actually operations. So I, had several different roles there, but I've always, in my heart, wanted to go into nursing. My husband was sick, and I've always taken care of certain family members. So I decided, as I said, I don't do things when everybody else does. So I decided in my 50s to go to nursing school. And I think maturity actually helped because my expectations were that it was going to be very challenging, and it was. And then I graduated. I work in a hospital environment, first in physical rehab, and it was wonderful. And then now I'm a psych nurse.
If you follow my channel for a while, you know that I wanted to be an ER nurse, and I shadowed a nurse for a bit, and then I went into medical aesthetics working for a dermatologist. So when I saw Ruth's bio, I thought, how interesting that she went back to nursing school after a full career in her 50s. And it was such an example of somebody that didn't allow age to say, oh, I lost my time.
Right.
Oh, it passed. Oh, you know what? I'm too old now.
No.
This is the exact reason why I have this channel or this series of Fierce Aging, because you cannot allow an age to limit you or to take away your dreams. You said since you were 8, you always wanted to be a nurse.
And as I told you, it takes me a while to get around to doing things, but I did. And I never looked back. It's one of the best things I've ever done.
And you said that you came across women that would say, oh, I can't do that because my age.
Even in 40s, they'll say, I always wanted to be a nurse, or I always wanted to be this or that, but. And I never want to hear that but. So.
And so that motivated you to do what you want, to pursue your dream of becoming a nurse.
It reaffirmed what I was doing, because this was typically in a clinical environment where I ran into patients or of all different ages, and they'd say, well, I'm in my late 30s, it's too late. And that's one of the things as a nurse I've tried to reinforce, is that it's never too late.
Now, so Ruth also has dry eye like I do.
Yes,
so we
tear.
have to just, we have tears. Use a thing, Ruth's not crying about her story.
No, yes.
She has dry eye like me. What's exciting is Ruth's 72.
On the outside.
On the outside, yes. I actually didn't think she was 72. I actually thought she was in her 60s because I was trying to back it up to the nursing, and I was like, oh, you haven't been a nurse that long. And she's like, no, I'm 72. I'm going to be 73 soon. So this is an interesting life that you've had on many different levels. And we were just recently talking about being single at 72 and what that's like. And then Ruth went through kind of a little bit of history of why you are single. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what happened?
Yes. So when my husband had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I knew this when I married him, by the way.
When you were in your 20s?
I
when you
was
got married?
26.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got married, and I'm not crying, it's my dry eye. For the most part, he was well until he wasn't. And it was really his treatment that finally took a toll on his body. And so it came down to the only hope he had was having a bone marrow transplant, which he did. And he got an infection during that process.
And he died in his 30s.
He was in his early 40s.
Oh, he's in his
Yeah,
early
he was
40s.
42.
Okay. Yeah. And so you have stayed single. We were
I have.
talking about women in their 70s have a list.
Oh, I have a list.
I think a lot of women, not even in their 70s, have a
Yeah.
list of requirements or what they're looking for.
Yes.
And you said that the nurses always ask if you've added to your list.
Well, the young nurses will ask me, have you added to your list? Because it's as much an entertainment for them as, and if they listen to me, they'll never get married. So I do have a list, and I do share it.
In nursing, do you have like a beauty routine? Like, how is it when you go to work? I mean, do you do makeup? I mean, does it make you feel different? Do you say, you know what, it doesn't really matter because I'm seeing patients? Like, tell me how that is.
It does matter because you also want to always present yourself regardless of what you're doing. And I get up early. Right now I'm working 2 days a week. I do take extra shifts on occasion. So I'm up at 5 and I try to stay organized, but I do have a beauty routine. I try to keep my face clean and moisturized. And I do I use products to highlight my eyes and a little bit of blush, lipstick. I carry my lipstick with my stethoscope and because it's important, and I reapply it during the day. Because you also want to look good for your patients. You do.
So throughout your career,
Yes.
Is there anything that you've learned that you would want to share with other women when it comes to beauty or it comes to living out your dreams?
I'd say it's never too late, and never stop paying attention to whatever it is. It could be your beauty routine. It could be your professional. And you have to have imagination. So if there's something that you really want to do it.
Well, tell us a little bit about why you have some redness on the nose.
Probably, I think some of it's vascular, but some of it's misbehaving when I was younger, and just sunbathing too much. I would never do. I had more sunburns. It was almost expected, and I think that has taken a toll on my skin. But it's important to stay hydrated. So I try to. It is what it is right now. I can't turn the clock back.
So what happened from all of those sunburns?
Well, I've had melanoma on the tip of my nose and reconstructive surgery in my late 30s. I'd say between 35 and 40. And I had a basal cell and Mohs surgery on the side of my nose. But thank goodness I had wonderful practitioners. So they really helped just to make it look as aesthetically pleasing as they could. And really and then some uneven pigment, which I'm trying to focus on now.
Now, from surviving skin cancer of melanoma, the worst type, do you feel that sunscreen is important and it's a part of your daily routine?
Yes, it's not important. It's a must. It really is.
We're going to put on our Fiercely Smooth. This is going to be the first product. We want to smooth out the skin. We've hydrated the skin. Really important to get that hydration on the skin. Your makeup is not going to look amazing if you do not prep your skin. If you have dry, dehydrated skin, flaky skin, it's going to really grab all your products. So we want to hydrate the skin, which we have, and then we're going to put a little Fiercely Smooth on the skin. That's going to give this beautiful canvas. I'm going to start with the brows. We want to really define the brows and just make that a real focal point. This is our Skinny Brow Pencil in taupe. So you're going to see the technique when I do the brows. So a little bit on the lateral part here, we're missing a little bit of brows. Ruth does tint her brows, which is great. So you want to see, I see little spots. So I'm going to fill them in. This is like the perfect color. It's not going to be too dark, not too light. And I want to still keep those wispy strokes, but I want to make sure that I'm coloring that skin so she's getting more depth with the brow. So you can see here, this lateral part, that we are a little sparse. So I'm going to follow the hair, and I'm going to, where she would naturally have these brows, just relax your brow. I'm going to fill them in with just nice light strokes, so we'll have a full brow. I'm going to be taking my brow mascara in blonde because Ruth has the same thing I do on my right eye. A couple little gray hairs that we would like to make invisible. We'd like to make them incognito. So all I do is, it's really nice because it shapes the brows too, it holds them up, and then it gives you that all day coverage. I'm going to start off with my eye primer. This is a wonderful product. You do use this product.
I do. I love it.
And you said that do you put your eyeshadow over it?
Most of the time, use it just on the, sometimes I'll put it on the top. I put my eyeshadow over it.
Okay, so you do use it with just not a powder with your eyeshadow.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to just take a concealer brush and we're going to tap into the product. And what we do is we go from the base of the lashes all the way up to the brow bone. So you're going to see how it just neutralizes out any of the grays, the purples, the reds, and it's going to give you that neutral canvas to be able to put your eyeshadow on. I picked out for Ruth our Strong Brew. It is a neutral matte palette. I thought this would be beautiful for her because this is an easy grab for every day and putting yourself together. It has a lot of range because you have a really nice dark color here for the defining shadow. Also talc-free, gluten-free, and I have two little brushes that I put in here in case you are rushing. You don't have to grab your essential makeup brush kit. You have two brushes that you could do on the go. So I'm working out of our essential makeup brush kit. This is 10 brushes, all you need. It's 100% vegan, and they're ultra, ultra soft, made for mature women. I intentionally made sure that they're going to be nice and silky smooth for you, and you're not going to feel like you are doing anything, creating more redness or any stretching of the skin. So this is our flat eyeshadow brush. I'm going to go into the middle color here, and I'm going to go right to the base of the lash, and I'm pressing it into the eye. So this is an important step that I want you ladies to really understand, is that I'm not going back and forth like this because you're going to have the shadow everywhere. I really want to place it intentionally on the eye. I want it to look nice, not messy, not just all over the place. And even if you're in a rush, this is a very easy technique to do. You're pressing it in. You want that color to stay. You just put on your eye primer. So you want the eyeshadow to be really nicely laying on top of your eye primer. I'm just going to flip the brush over to the clean side, go into the lightest color. This is going to be for the brow bone. I'm taking my short smudge brush, going into the darkest color, and we're going to define Ruth's eyes. We're going to start at the base of her lashes. So this is going to be, you're going to see that a lot of color payout comes with this color. You're going to, this will be interesting because I'm opting to do a liner like this for Ruth because she does have dry eye. She does have that watery eye that she has a hard time keeping the eyeliner on. Our eyeliners are waterproof. We are going to go over this shadow with our eyeliner, but we're giving a little bit of a base first, and we're going to see how this works with her eyes. I'm going to take a little bit of the defining color and I'm going to sweep it underneath the eyes just to balance out, not too much. I just tapped in just a tiny bit and I want to give a little shadowing underneath the eye. This is a good example of a little fallout. I'm going to take my Almay pads. These are oil-free. This is just going to clean up on the end. This is why you do your eyes first. I don't want to have my color corrector, concealer, BB cream on the skin already, because then I'm going to be taking that off and then having to patch it up. There's nothing on the skin. We can easily clean up and make sure this is nice and crisp on the end of the eye. You can see that I have just a little bit here coming off, and I don't want this to mix in with the concealer or anything else. I'm going to go over with our dark chocolate waterproof eyeliner. I'm not going to go super close like I normally do to the lashes, since Ruth does have a little dry eye and we are dealing with some watering. We're going to go just a step above. So we're going to just intensify, but we're not going to really disrupt her eye when it comes to irritating it. We're going to just fill in. So she's going to get that lasting eyeliner all day. We've done the eyeshadow first, and then we go over with the dark chocolate. Now, since I have the shadow on and the eyeliner on, I just want to go back with my smudge brush just to make sure that they're nice and nicely combined together. This looks absolutely beautiful, the nice staying power. And what I love too is that I really want to do up Ruth's eyes because she's wearing a mask some of the time. And so what you see is just the eyes. So the eyes need to really pop and really be beautiful. And that is something that I always notice about nurses. I always notice the eyes because half the face is always covered. I'm going to be using my Volume Up mascara. This is a wonderful mascara that has this wand with little teeth. It's going to take every lash and it's going to give you that beautiful volume, but it's going to give you that lift. That's what I really want for you. So we're going to go to the base of the lashes. I'm going to rest it right there at the base, and then I'm going to just lift it straight up. So you can see how it combs all these lashes. You get just such a beautiful application. So you can see we have no mascara on this eye, and then you have that nice lift, and I didn't even curl her lashes. So you're going to see how you get that volume, that lift. It's just really a beautiful way to separate those lashes and to really feel good. I feel like mascara is a make or break in the morning. I'm going to be taking my Ardell lashes. They're number 420. This is what I always use. They're called Naked Lashes. And I always think it's really a fun next level to be putting lashes on my ladies, because this is something that they don't do. I find it to be a very special occasion. Ruth came in all the way from New York. So of course, we're going to be putting false lashes on her just to give her that extra. It just makes you feel very glamorous. It makes you feel very special. And you haven't had them on before, have you?
A long time ago, I used to wear them a lot, and then sometimes but I haven't had them on for a while.
How long do you think?
Probably a good year.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I put the little half ones on sometimes.
Oh, you do?
And then I try to.
This is exciting.
But once in a while, only for a special occasion.
Okay.
But I do like them. They make a difference.
Okay, good. So we're going to be doing this, and we'll check back and show you the final result. I have finished the lashes. You can see the beautiful fringe. I did cut a little tiny bit off in the end because I didn't want it to drag down too much, but I love this fringe when you look straight. She has it going on the brow bone. It's just really beautiful. It's still very natural, but it just really pops her eyes. And I love that. I feel like I've completed the eyes when I put lashes on. It just looks so beautiful and still natural, not heavy, shiny. Like it's not something that you just see right away. It just adds to her beauty. It doesn't cover up the eyes. I just think it's gorgeous. Now, this is the exciting part for me. You know, I always say this too, is when we start working on the skin. So we get the discoloration, we work underneath the eyes. I have hydrated underneath the eyes, so I'm going to be using my Just Peachy color corrector. Now, Ruth just wears this. You don't wear a concealer over it, right? This works for you?
Sometimes I do.
Oh, you do? So
yes.
you use both?
So I use both, yeah.
And sometimes you can get
away
away
with... But I can get away with just that, yes.
Me too on some days, which I'm thrilled, because I don't want to have to do extra. But we're going to just go right underneath the eyes. This is a color corrector, so it's going to lift the darkness. You can see there's just a little bit of pigmentation underneath the eyes here, not too much, but this is going to lift the pigmentation. It's going to give an even tone, a brighter under eye. Now, you don't want to just go with concealer if you have very dark under eyes, because it's going to get muddied up and you're going to end up with a different color. It's not going to be the color that you want. So first go in with a color corrector, lift the color. You know, you can do the areas like the pigmentation that Ruth was talking about. You can cover them up first. So it's lifting them, as you can see that I'm doing, just kind of spot these little spots right here. It's going to help because it's going to give a little bit of coverage and neutralization before we go into the BB cream. I'm going to just take my concealer brush and I'm going to work this in. Now again, I don't want to spread the product all over the place. I don't really want to dilute the product, as in shearing it out too much. So you're going to see the technique is just little movements. It's not too much. I'm almost like patting it into the skin and bringing it up, just working it into the skin nicely. I'm going to be using No Redness. This is a green color corrector which cancels out red. So this is wonderful for Ruth because she had that Mohs surgery on the nose. She has different skin from the back of the ear that they did with reconstructive. So of course, we want to always have that tool in our makeup kit that makes you feel confident, that you know if it's more red some days that you can cover it up, or if you feel like you have some rosacea, you can do that. This is a really wonderful thing. Prior to doing your concealer and BB cream, this is the first thing that you would do because you need to lift, you need to alter that color first. So I see, wherever I see redness, all of the different little areas, I'm going to use a nice little swipe of my No Redness, just like this. You might have a little bit of these veins. I have some broken capillaries on the side of my nose. I usually get red right around here like a lot of us do. I just like to neutralize it out. It's wonderful because you really feel that you get a brighter, even complexion when you do this. I'm taking my foundation buffing brush and you can see that I have the No Redness on the skin. I'm going to buff it into the skin and instantly neutralize out this redness. Now you will see a tiny bit of this greenish cast. That's fine because when we put over the BB cream, it's going to completely be invisible. So you're going to have this really beautiful complexion, just neutralizing out. And I didn't go all over the entire nose. I wanted to be able to have the product move. Again, this has shea butter in it. So this is going to move and nicely cover. I don't need to put on a complete overhaul on the nose. It's going to move and it's going to nicely just neutralize out. I'm going in with my BB cream in Fair. This is going to be a really nice way to even out the skin, not cover it. It's not a foundation, it's not a tinted moisturizer. It's more of that balm. It's really creamy. It's going to give you a beautiful coverage, but not feel like you're masking yourself. So it's going to look like your skin, but better. So I'm just going to use my foundation buffing brush. I press the product into the brush. I don't want you to be afraid where you just dab it a little bit and then you try to put it on because it's not going to go on the way you want it to. You want to really season the brush so the whole head has this product in it, and then you're going to buff it into the skin. That's the whole way of getting that really natural look, is that you're buffing it in. You're not applying a heavy layer. You're going to see that you get that beautiful hydration. It gives your skin life, but it doesn't give you this very heavy coverage. We always bring it down on the neck. It feels really light and smooth. I'm going in with my waterproof lip liner. We have to add color to the face. This is also another where everything starts coming together. This is Cameo. It's a waterproof lip liner. And Ruth has Nick Gray. So I wanted to take her a step further and do 1975. I think this will be a beautiful color for her. The Cameo lip liner goes really well with Nick Gray and 1975. 1975 is my birth year, so this is why we have 1975. Okay. So when you wear it on your lips, you can think about your years in your 70s or in the 70s and how fun those 70s were. I'm going to add Manifest and Glow over the lips. This is really nice. This is where you start making your signature color. This is where you can get interesting, different variations of 1975 because you're adding the Manifest and Glow.
Oh, that's nice.
This is
a little sparkle.
Yeah, it's a nice sheer golden color that you can wear alone, or you can top this on any lipstick that you have. It just really nicely gives you a little something extra. I decided to do the lips first because I wanted to see how much of blush that I wanted to put on the skin. So you want to start figuring out the balance. You don't want to put tons of blush on and then feel like, oh no, my lip seems imbalanced. So I put the lip on first because I knew it was going to be a little bit more color. And then I'm going to add the cheeks, and I'm using my Classic Beach Glow, which is really fun. All cream palette. So you have a blush, you have a highlighter, and you have a bronzer. So this is another easy on the go, throw it in your purse, take off for work, and then you can touch up if you need to during the day if you want to. But we're going to smile. Just gonna pat this onto the cheek, give that nice flush. I am gonna take a little of the highlighter. This is a really beautiful highlighter for mature women. I designed and formulated this so it's not glitter, it's not this whole like to do. A lot of women that are mature say they can't use a highlighter for obvious reasons. It's glittery, it highlights everything. This is like almost soaking into the skin. It has really great ingredients that are like skincare, and it just is going to give you that healthy look to the skin, that hydrated look. And then I just take the tip of the brush, go into the bronzer, and you can see how fair Ruth is. That this is, you can build this up or you can sheer this out. You have to make it work for you. So this is really nice cream products. You can do it really impactful or you can do it really light. So it really depends on your application technique. So I want to go, I have a lot of control. I'm gonna go right here to the base of the cheekbone. I have a lot of control. I can use the brush. I can work this in so it's just a little bit of that shadow. You could add more to the skin if you wanted to have a more dramatic look when it comes to the contouring or the highlighting. My last step, I'm going to take the Nikita Banana Brightening Powder, again, talc-free, gluten-free. I'm going to take my eyeshadow blending brush. I just roll it nicely, just want a little bit because I want to set the Just Peachy underneath the eyes. This is also a powder that you can use in the T-zone if you feel that you do need to kind of dust off the skin. Maybe you do get more of an oily T-zone. This is a great way to be able to do that also. So our last step, we're going to do a little rose hydration for the skin. I'm using a little Chantecaille Rose Mist just to highlight, just to finish off, just to give that beautiful rose ending. Smells beautiful, huh?
I'm in makeup heaven.
So we're gonna let you see your beautiful look that you have. Ready? You can bring it up a little bit.
Who is this woman? Who is she?
Do you like the eyes?
I love it. I love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Beautiful.
I like the eyeliner with the powder, bringing it out just a little bit, because with the dry eye and having it water, I want you to have more staying power with layering the powder first and then the waterproof eyeliner.
It puts everything together and everything just pops.
And what I love is that the bronzer is giving your face a little color that you need, but it's not like, oh, I have a streak of bronzer on.
And it's got a little bit of glow, and it looks moisturized.
It does. It like sinks into the skin. Yeah, the Classic Beach Glow is so gorgeous because it's a multi-palette. You could definitely put that on the cheeks. You could do a little bit on your eyes if you wanted to.
I love this, and it's better than I expected for sure.
I'm so excited that you got to see Ruth's beautiful look.
Thank you.
We're taking her to another level, but it's natural. We're not covering up. Again, I think that I always have to mention this. It's not your YouTube channel that we're taking a 72-year-old woman and trying to make her look 22. That's not the point. The point is all about inspiration. This is about taking your dream that you had at 8. And even though her path went somewhere else, she came back to what her dream really was. And that's the point. It's never too late. Never too late to wear makeup. It's never too late to wear sunscreen. It's never too late to really take that leap, whatever that is for you. Thank you so much for being with us today. I love meeting the ladies. I love really creating this beautiful look that really every woman is so beautiful. And it really starts with you believing that and then acting on it. So that's your takeaway for today. Until our next video, we'll see you later.
And it was worth the trip from New York.
It was worth the trip. Thank you for watching another exciting episode of our Fierce Aging series, where we celebrate age in women around the world. If you found this video inspirational, share it with your friends, like and comment. To find out more about our products, visit us at NikolBeauty.com. We're so excited to see you on our next episode.